Hello, my hosts, and welcome to a Kerbal Space Program stream. Today we're going to be doing a little bit more space exploration. So, as soon as the game starts in the background, we will get right on to that. And while we do that, I can pull my wings in. There we go. My wings are feeling really odd today. Is that That's better. Okay. Yay. And we have things loading up in the background. What else? Oh, what else has happened? Oh, I had a dream where I was captured by police for some reason. But I got into their brains and then I made them blow up the lowest floors of their station, which collapsed and trapped the evil elder god underneath there. So that was fun, and got some scripts worked out. A little short one on a mnemonic I use to remember the names of certain things, and I've got one for 𝕊𝔸℻𝔸ℸ𝔸, which is a data structure, which I really love. I really love 𝕊𝔸℻𝔸ℸ𝔸s, and I'm really looking forward to sharing those with you. So that's coming up as well. There's lots of fun stuff in my future. Yay. Almost up to 64 subscribers. It's a very big milestone for me, so I'm really looking forward. Let's see what special I can do for that milestone. So just loading in, and now we can jump into the game. Here we go. Okay, got almost a year till the next scheduled thing. Got the Juna Stone, we got that. That's in development. And that's in development as well. We'll close those off. See what else we can get in mission control. We've got 3 more projects we can buy. Build a new orbital space station in solar orbit. We are doing that. Hello, Mr. Mouth. How are you today? Finished construction of rover on... That's a little bit thing. Where are you going? You're flying by the Mun. It's a bit of a mission. Okay, do a complete scan rover arm of Munstone. Oh, there's nothing. Blueberries? Where do blueberries live out? Okay. Those are cool. We could also do a air flight mission. None of these are really interesting to me, so we'll leave them be. Now let's check on our ships that are in active thing. So, interplanetary disco. You are flying out to your new place. That's fine. Can actually jump over to you. Just make sure that that's disabled. Yep. Right. What I wanted to do is change your designation. So you are not a ship, but a station. There you go. That's fine. And you're drifting until your next maneuver node, which is in quite a long time. That's irritating. There's two maneuvers really close. Oh, it's the same maneuver recorded twice. That's fine. Okay. Just want to switch to this one. Which was this? This is the probe. I think it's heading for 𝕸Ⅎ𝔻ℝ. Let's go out. Yeah, you're heading for 𝕸Ⅎ𝔻ℝ. Okay. Right. So that is going fine. What we might... Sorry about that. Just swallowed a hair. Yeah. So let's actually fast forward to that maneuver. Go do it in the tracking station because otherwise things go all flickery and I hate it. Warp to next. So speed up. Just a bit further. We've mapped 1 out of 3 comets. Excellent. We're also acting as a signal booster for the thing. 2 out of 3 suitable comets. Excellent. Continue to act as a relay. And coming down and there. Coming into the maneuver node shortly. And allow us to skip into that ship. Down to 100. I wonder why it's not boosting through this one there. There we go. Time warp 1. Jump to vessel. Delete and close. Delete, close. Right. Let's start. Just adjust our attitude. Turn you like this. Oh, you're behaving really nice. I like that. Alright, just there. And we're going to have a minute of burn time. I think we're going to stage between those burns. Right. There we go. Right on there. 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. There we go. All nice. Stage. That will be bits of interstellar debris that we don't have to worry about that much. And we might have a recovery mission for our friends in here, because there's no point in keeping them on this vessel forever. But actually, here we go. There's not much more thrust left. And that's going fine. Hold on. Hi. Hi, Mega. V7, how are you? That says we don't have enough fuel for this next maneuver. That's a little concerning. Right. Okay. Let's go to the clock. Gonna create an alarm for the next maneuver. Add that to the clock. Oh. If that is the case, we don't have enough fuel, we'll arrange to be refueled. And at that point, we probably can also move the crew around. And let's see if we've got enough science. So, transmit science. Not enough useful findings yet. How long have you been researching for? If you've been getting 0.6 per day, that's weird. Okay. And you log observatory data. And we'll say process in the lab. Can we do the same thing here? Look for the telescope, scanning for celestial bodies. Okay. Keep experiment. I wonder if that gives you... Ah, that gives you more data. Okay. Excellent. Well, we will do another warp to the next one, and that will be the SOI change for our Juno probe. So warp to the next one. I don't think there's anything out here. Everything's so far away now. Right. Okay. Jump to the vessel. Delete and close. And here is our little probe. And watch. And you're about to enter the dual space dual system. But I can't actually see dual yet. Where are you? Is that it there? It's often very hard to see. Downloaded bleeding edge. I've just posted my entire... Ah, cool. So, what I... Ah, there we go. we are now in orbit. Oh, we're out of fuel, so it doesn't matter. But I'm just going to fast forward to here. Change. Up to there, and we'll do our little bits of data gathering. Oh, we are out of range. Why are we out of range? Are we out of power? We are out of power. Didn't I install... I didn't install, oh yeah, I did install solar panels. They're just not getting enough power. And I don't think these radios are just got... These radios don't have enough range. That's a pity. This probe went deep for no good reason. Let's have a look. Contract complete. We detected 3 comets with the telescopes. Got some money, we got some science, and we got some stars. Excellent. World first milestone. Excellent. We got the milestone at least. We initiated our first flyby of Joule. Perfect. Ah! That sounds cool as well. Okay, so at least we got that little probe and rewards for doing that. We are up to 158 science. I think it's 160 to unlock the last things of this level. So let's have a look at mission control. Let's land on the mud. That's on a plant. We can do that easily. We can do that one easy as well. We can do that. And those are fine. We don't want to do that. Okay. So what I'm thinking for our next mission, so we might schedule a Kerbal voyage to the Mun. So we'll pop out of here. We'll just knock off a couple of these. Kerbal mission to Juno, I mean. We'll do a couple of these easy ones first. So science from around the orbit of Juno. Switch off those flags. Switch on, I think it's probes. Got some probes orbiting here. You there. Let's have a look at you. You're in solar orbit. You are orbiting Minmus. Man, there's nothing orbiting Kerbal. Okay. Debris. Landers. Relays. Mun orbit. There. Kerb probe 1. There we go. And you will transmit some science back Transmit data. And that didn't work. So we don't have enough power on this thing. Let's give it a few seconds to charge up. Ah, it's facing the wrong way. Just turn you around. Now you'll get more power. There we go. Give it a few seconds to recharge. Says, there we go. Got some more power. And we'll view data. Transmit all that data there. Yep, 100%. Quick little mission complete. And we'll go there. Just cheesing these little programs. Little contracts. So what else have we got? Can we cheese? Okay. Tests there. At the launch site. That's the mainsail engine. That's the really big one. We can do that quite easily. We'll have one of them. And fuel tank. And then we'll have a look at the engines. Do a search for main sail. Bobcat, Codex. Main sail. Looks a bit silly, but we'll go to launch. We'll set the engines to no thrust, so when we just go like that, that's happy. So a nice little static test. Got some good data. Excellent. That's all I'd like to hear. We can recover the vessel for its full price. And what else have we got? That's done. They're probing for some more comets. So we have to hide this. I'm going to start working on our Juno lander. This is going to be landing on Juno at some point. So sort of build it from the base down. So we've got the Mark II lander cell. I think it's our best design. And we've got the Mark I. I think Mark II's better for what I want to do. And what we're going to do is ensure that we have enough thrust on it to get it off of the mun. So I'm just going to check. Okay. KSP. Cheat sheet. And what I'm looking at, we need to get off of Juno. It's about 1,450 delta V. Okay. And we'll just set this to Juno. Where is it? There. At sea level. And we'll have, let's say, aerodynamics ground. We'll need fuel tanks, and about, no, I want a fuel tank about the same size as that. Alright, so we want to get this one back into orbit, and I'm thinking we'll have a sort of a standard Apollo style thing where we'll meet up in orbit, and then the orbiter will be used to bring our ship home. So that's, so this one is the, what's width? Doesn't say what the width is. I can use the size, sort by size. There, that's the right size for that. So what we can do, put that on top of there, and we'll put an engine on the bottom. Engines. Thinking, actually, the mainsail. Now, let's have a look at our thrust to weight ratio for that. That's enormous. And that should actually get us... that should get us back into orbit, just that, from Juno. That doesn't seem right. That doesn't feel... I'm going to trust that. I'm thinking actually that's too heavy. Let's see if we got something in that size. Maybe go for the skipper because you're a bit lighter. Okay. We're not going to need a massive thing on top of this though. And I'm thinking we're going to have sort of pods coming off of it. So have a, let's say 3, because that gives a nice bit of stability. Coupling. Attachment manifolds like that. That goes over the... then that gets in the way of the thing. We want to not have it over anything important. Actually, switch out for that, switch for these. That's in back to front, I think. Yep. Switch it around. want you sticking right. There we go. Put you on there. Then we'll put a couple of jets, and it will be, these will be used to drop you. Let's have a look. The engines, fuel tanks, fuel propellant. Don't want the entire. We just want the smaller fuel tanks here. These will be used for landing thrust. We'll have you going from there into there. I'm actually not liking that as much. That doesn't give us clearing on the landing. We don't want this to smash down into the planet. Let's look at our legs. Let's look at the legs. Communication, it'll be under utility. Where are our legs? There we go. Landing struts. Micro landing struts. Mark II. That's not big enough. Okay. It's not big enough to keep those safe. Gonna move these down. That's fine, and then we can put the struts onto that. Still doesn't give us enough clearance. Let's try like that. Then we'll move you out to fix that clipping issue. Why do you get stuck like that? That's not... Select this thing then. That's better. And move you down a bit more. Let's put another tank underneath this. Gonna hope that size. Let's try this slightly smaller one. And we did that wrong. So these, that gives us plenty of clearance. Just going to check our, put a couple of smaller engines. I think it's the more vacuum optimized ones. I think it's the swivel. No, it's the Terrier. There we go. Gonna have that in parallel. And if we look at our stage indicators, got plenty of thrust to rate ratio there. Excellent. What we're going to do with that is we're going to stick parachutes on those. So big parachutes there. And the drogues onto here. So these will, let's say, these will actually deploy before those engines get used. So they'll go down there. We'll brace everything up with some bracing. Like that. Like that. This will have to dock with the main body of the ship. So let's go for a docking system as well. I haven't tried that. Like to hear about it though. Right. Gotta go. Where's the sort of like the really flat version of the converter? Actually, we don't have to worry about that. I'm gonna put in that there. And your docking module. There we go. Docking module. Communications. Coupling. There we go. Not the junior. The fully big one. Switch off that. I don't like how it doesn't snap to the middle. Ah. What does it do, if you don't mind me asking? What advantages does it have? Going to... I just want to have something sort of like... So it will center. I want it to center nicely. Actually, we do need power, so that's something to consider. We can put some power on these things. Like that. Actually, we want the guarded ones because this is going to re-enter. We don't need anything particularly big, so small ones will be fine. And we can put on top there. Oh, thank you. That's a good point. Let's see. Oh, and we can toggle the snap as well. There. Let's go to the docking and to coupling. Perfect. Thank you very much. Right. is done. We'll start retracted for those. I'm experimenting with a Juna lander. So the idea is to land and come up off of Juna. Actually, we're probably going... no, it's overspec'd for a moon lander. Gonna probably have that like that. It looks a little odd though. I think we can live with that. And after we've done the mission, we can drop that off and do the docking. What I'm just double check that we've still got the right thrust to weight ratio. Yeah, got plenty. Now, going to underneath here, we're going to have the docking ports and stuff for when it gets pushed into the right orbit. So, let's have another coupler. Stack separator, it's too small. These, I think it's the biggest one we need. Like that. And we'll have on the... Okay. Just realised we have not put any RCS on this either. Gonna go 4 ways. And go... I think it's under engines. No, it's under control. Command and control. Put those on here. And on there. That'll allow it to dock. And we probably will want to have a space tug to push it into its correct thing. So we'll have a dock on the base of it as well. Actually, we need heat shields just for the re-entry. But if we... Yep, that's fine. So we'll do re-entry heat shields on the bottom. Okay, aerodynamics, thermal. Wrong size. These are better. You actually... You come over to there. Those. And those. So. Like that. Comes down to there. Those times there. Ah, thank you. We've got things there. We'll deploy that before we deploy the engines. We'll have little heat shields over the engines as well. We'll go for the couplers that are right size for this engine, which is these ones, I think. Yep. These ones will be with those ones. We'll have the heat shields to protect the engines as we are coming into Juna. Then that's fine. And then we'll drop them off once we re-entered. These are there. Perfect. I'm a little worried about those. Gonna put more... put more parachutes on this as well. Just to protect ourselves from the possibility that we will because these parachutes I think are slightly below our center of mass. If we put on a center of mass, oh, they're actually ahead of it. Just don't want to risk flipping over or not having enough chutes. There we go. And these ones are with those ones there. Need 10 meter heat shield. Ah, okay. I'm just gonna take a sip now. And that is done. I'm gonna have another coupling, another stack separator underneath there. We're gonna have, if I can recall correctly, I think we have the 3x3 thingy. Where is it? Actually, don't do that. I'm just gonna have the one. Sorry, mate. Changing my mind all the time. Flip you over. And that will be used by our tug to basically push you into the path of Juna. And then we'll break you off. And we're doing the re-entry. Excellent. We deploy those, and we use those to come back. After we're flying back into orbit, we'll use those. That's all fine. And that's tickety-boo. So the next stage is an engine capable of putting this thing into low Kerbal orbit. Right, so let's move you up. Now, let's stick on massive fuel tanks. Haven't unlocked the big orange tank yet, I don't think. So this is our biggest tank, is this one. Yep. And when we stick 𝕊𝔸℉𝔻 engine on the bottom of this, what does that do for us? Engines go for a mainsail. Skipper, mainsail. Well, this is even... is this bigger or... that's there. That gives us... we've got a thrust to weight ratio, but we don't have enough... we definitely don't have enough delta V to get into orbit from that. So we'll get a bit more fuel. There. We can just keep going until we've... so we've got about 2,000. We need about 3,000. Actually, I need 4,000 because I fly terribly. And we'll get you up. This is huge now. It's gonna... okay, and we've got dreadful thrust to weight ratio as well. So we're going to have some off the side. Do like that. Actually, that's too many. Go like that. And we'll do it in pairs and we'll asparagus stage them. Right. Like that. Let's look at our tanks again. Fuel tanks. Go for that style. That's too close. We don't have enough separation, and what would happen is they'll end up colliding with it. So I'm going to get this, go for the bigger, the ones that got the nice standoffs there. Right. Go like that. Engines, fuel tanks. Actually, those ones go. Continue down to a engine. Go for the Reliant. Move that down to there. So they stage at the same time. We've got thrust to weight ratio of 1. So it will go up. That is a good sign. Good engines. And we'll go to fuel. Draw the fuel from there into here. Ah! Well, I suspect we're going to see a lot of explosions very shortly. Put, like that. We'll also put some bracing in. Right. Let's quickly... This is... Tuna. And up. And we've got crew. Jeb and Bob. That's fine. Let's give this a test drive. Save and launch. If this gets into orbit, I will be quite surprised. But we're going to sort of test and iterate. Okay. Engines to max. Go. Okay. This doesn't have enough thrust to get off it once those things die, so... Ah! Yeah! That's probably an issue as well. We probably should have fairinged around this a bit more. That initial... That's actually coming off. Also forgot the final thrust to rate ratio. That's also true. Let's see how this goes. Doesn't look like we're going to have enough energy to actually get into orbit. We'll just burn through the fuel. I'm just going to back off slightly as we hit max Q. Continue up. And coming up to about 7 kilometers up. See if we can angle ourselves slightly. And sort of a pseudo-gravity turn, but it's not that typically stable. Right. So this is not going to work. Let's revert to vehicle assembly. Now, obvious problems. Without these boosters, it's not over the thrust to weight ratio, and these boosters get sucked, the fuel from these gets sucked down too quickly for them to be actually really useful. So get rid of these. And we're going to have probably bigger ones so we can get a bit more of that. Now we could stick fairings around all of this, but at the moment I'm not sure that it's necessary, since this is pretty aerodynamic at the moment, and getting fairings to cover all of this would be difficult. So I'm going to see if we can make do without fairings for the time being, and if we can't, we'll investigate them. So let's get ourselves bigger tanks for the side module. No. Okay, actually, might actually go for the same size here. And switch on symmetry, so that goes there, correct. And I've got to keep in mind the size of the tanks that I am using. There. And there. We'll put... no big tank adapter at the top, is there? Nah, that's fine. Just cap it off with the nose cones so we get a bit of aero. And order by size makes a lot more sense there. I'm pretty sure that will have a dreadful mass to weight ratio now. We'll put the fuel tanks like that. We'll have more engines. The skiff. So what's the difference between these? Plant high vacuum capacity, that's the vacuum. So that's better for vacuum. Mainsail's better like that. That's dreadful thrust. That's, yep. That's what we want. We go like this. We have thrust weight ratio greater than 1. This will burn for 80 seconds. That does not look right. So let's also add, I'm thinking 80 seconds is probably enough. Let's add another pair of stages, just in case. I know this will be overkill, but you can get it away. But the thing is, you can, if you over-engineer something, you can make do with... You can sort of like compensate for not having much skill. He says, she says, they say, etc. And we'll deploy these out as well. And have the small cone on top. Cargo science aerodynamic. Oh, at least it looks like a rocket. We'll have engines at the bottom. Okay, where are we? Where are our engines? There we are. And we'll have it properly staged with fuel things feeding here to there. Okay. So we've got a thrust to weight ratio greater than 1 there. Greater 1 there. And 0.95, but at that point we should be higher up in off the surface. Gonna save that. Go for launch. Ooh. Yeah, good point. Let's revert. We can already see that they're we can already see that the boosters are wiggling, and they'll probably kraken very quickly. So let's add some struts. We'll go from here to there. Come on, stick, you silly things. Okay, wants to go like that, does it? That's fine. We'll just put another set there. Like that. Go around here to get ourselves into nice triangles, which won't distort. And we'll put struts between the body and the boosters as well. And hopefully that will give us a lot more stability and things won't wiggle around. I like sort of like an iterative development. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, the auto strut is a big help. Okay, that's all set up. Let us go for launch. Oh, it's a lot more aggressive on the launch. That's accelerating a lot faster. Let's bring it down a little bit as we get up to about 100 meters a second. Coming up over 2 kilometers above sea level. Just going to 3. It's gaining altitude quite quickly now. It's a good sign. Though we don't want to go too fast, because then we're just killing stuff into the atmosphere. Oh. Just see if we can start our gravity turn. Those fall off quite nicely. We'll continue to have ourselves arc over. Not seeing anything particularly bad happening to us. Nothing sort of like atmospheric or anything. That's fine. Actually getting pretty stable performance. I like that. So we'll continue to arc ourselves over, because once we get higher up into the atmosphere, we don't want to be wasting fuel going up. We want to be going sideways. Okay. That's already got a periapsis outside of the atmosphere. I'm aiming for about 100. Here we go. Let's pull back on the engines. And we'll bring that out. We get an orbit. That's fine. Now we'll have you start to tilt over. That's have to burn very shortly. 2019. That's all right. Okay. Just use that little bit of thrust to get ourselves angled right, and then push out the thing for circularization. I am thinking we used way too much. We had way too... we overspec this a lot. That... this... we could probably have had one less stage there. Because we are almost fully into orbit. And we've got a full fuel tank. But anyway, we will use that knowledge later on. Here we go. We are got our Juno lander almost into orbit. And I'll just adjust that so we stay on maneuver node. Here we go. There we go. Got what? A couple of meters of delta V left. And it's all done. Let's just double check our orbit. 100. 94. That's a really nice orbit. We will leave you here. Just have you move across to the normal for future docking purposes. And I'm just checking the time. Yep, we're about out of time now. So I think this is a good place to save and continue the continue our save so we can continue next week. So, hold on. Thank you everybody for keeping me company while I played, and for all your advice, even if I did not take it every time. Also thank you for anybody who is watching in the VODs and archives. Your watching is very well appreciated. Tomorrow we are going to be playing some Minecraft, and the day after that will be Factorio. If you want to see those as they come up, please hit the subscribe button and the notification button. Thank you everybody for watching again.